Dan, the Survival Man, here with Urban Survivors. Today we're going to talk about tactical escape and evasion training in your car. So let's get down to it. Driving during a man-made or natural disaster has to be cautious. Not like the movies, where you're going 100 miles per hour, burning rubber, and driving like a crazy idiot. If everyone else is evacuating the city, you've got to drive with the flow of traffic because there's going to be hazards in the road, man-made and natural. For example, angry crowds, broken down overpasses, crevices, flooded bridges. Who knows what could be in the middle of the road? The only time you want to go fast is if a tornado's behind you and you've got to get in front of it. But otherwise, drive within reasonable parameters. For example, if you're going 55 and you crash into another car at 55, you have a 50% chance of walking away from that accident. You increase the speed by only 10 miles per hour. At 65, your chances of survival now go down to 10%. Now, if two cars slam into each other at 70, you're probably dead. Remember, if you get in an accident during a natural or man-made disaster, you may not be able to get to a hospital. There may be no paramedics coming to help you and no cops. So make sure, if you want to survive, you've got to be cautious. So keep your speeds slower. Also, be very observant, always looking around you. At nighttime, drive even slower because your headlights only reach so far. You don't want to drive faster than the extent of your headlights. Safety is paramount when you're in a survival situation. Make sure your seatbelt is on and you're being cautious. Also, watch your distance. Make sure that you have proper distance between you and the vehicles in front of you. You probably learned this in driver's ed, but that's so true. Have at least 3 seconds timing between you and the vehicle in front of you, because if they slam on the brakes, you've got to have enough reaction time to also slam on the brakes or swerve out of the way. This is especially true when you come to an intersection, which we're about to come to. When you come up on an intersection, you've got to make sure you have enough distance between you and the car in front of you. I've seen a video of a woman in the LA riots, and she didn't know she was driving into a riot situation, and she pulled right up on the car in front of her, car right behind her. Before you know it, crowds were on her, they dragged her out of the car and beat her. So as you can see, pulling up into traffic here, if I pull right up on this guy, I have no room to maneuver. So if I needed to get out of here, I'm trapped. So when you pull up on a car in traffic, make sure that you have at least one car length between you and them. Because if something happens, you suddenly see there's rioting zombies all around you and you need to escape, you've got to have an escape route, either to the right or the left, over the median, or you can back up and get a little speed to ram the guy if you need to push him out of the way. So here you can see I have enough room in case there's an emergency and someone attacks the vehicle. I can quickly accelerate out of there. Now, if you're in your car and you're driving and you're stopped in traffic or something like that, and someone comes up beside you with a gun and demands you to get out of the car, the best thing to do is take off. Hopefully you've planned ahead and you've got that space where you can maneuver and get away, because their chances of shooting you and hitting you as you're pulling away are pretty slim, because they've got a lot of material to go through and they can't get a good target picture of you. So that's the best thing to do. If they try and grab your doorknob, slam it down with your fist and then take off. If they reach into your car, slam it as hard as you can and take off. So remember, you've got to have that distance to escape. Now that if you are in a situation where you have to get out and use your concealed carry weapon to defend yourself, this is not a very safe place to shoot from. 1, your target picture is horrible. 2, bullets can go through glass and sheet metal. So most people see a lot of this. You see a lot of cops doing this or this. Don't. Even 38s and 308s can penetrate this sheet metal. This is not a good barricade or barrier to hide behind. So if you do have to exit your vehicle to get in a shootout, retreat to the farthest point of the vehicle back here. Now when you get to the back of your vehicle, don't get in here. Most tendencies when you're being shot at is to cover up and hide like this, but you can't return fire very easily because you've got to make these drastic movements to shoot around the corner, and this stuff isn't going to do any good. You've seen it in the movies, but it doesn't work in real life. So think about what you've got to do. If you've got to retreat behind your vehicle, get behind it, but enough so that you're arm can extend with your pistol. So if you need to shoot at someone in front of your vehicle, all you have to do is lean out just a slight little bit to return fire, not exposing a whole lot of body. If you have to move to the other side, switch hands, do the same thing. Just peeking out. Just a little bit of your body is showing up outside of the car, giving them a horrible sight picture. If you do get in a gunfight, don't stay in one place and keep shooting and hide and shoot. Because all they have to do is when you retreat and cover, they just mark this spot. The next time your head pops up, boom, 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 here comes incoming rounds. So shoot, then retreat to a prone position and go under the ground or under the car. If you don't have a sight picture, then try the other side. But always stay back far enough from your vehicle that you're not crammed up here and you don't have some way to get your gun out around the corner. When you're walking in a parking lot towards your car, walk in the middle of the lane so that you're not near any cars where you can be ambushed. Walk up to your car and be very observant. Check in the back seat, make sure there's no one in there. Then open up the car, get in, and as soon as you get in, lock the car, roll up the windows, and engage your seatbelt. That way, if someone comes up to you, they can't haul you out of the car because you're buckled in. Now, if someone does get the drop on you from behind while you're in the car, this is how you react. If they come up and grab you from behind, your arm shoots straight up in the air, circles into the trap, hits their elbow, and slams them into the car. Again, watch slowly. They come up behind, arm goes straight up, circle, trap, twist, arm off, and throw them into the car. One simple move. So, if they attack from the front, your arms will deflect at the same time you bring up your knee. So as they approach, deflect, knee. In a carjacking situation, if someone approaches you and wants your car, give it to them. It's not worth your life. However, if you get dragged into a hostage situation, here are some things you can do. She's being accosted by a bad guy, me, in the back seat, at knife point. As I'm threatening her and telling her where to drive, what she can do is cooperate for a while and then slam on the brakes, which will throw me forward. At that time, she covers her neck so that I can't slice it. As she does that, her other hand will come and grab the back of my hand and twist it like that, and then reinforce it with the other hand. Incredible pain. When the knife drops, she'll grab it and then begin stabbing me and escape the vehicle. In fast motion, this is what it should look like. Now what if they're using a gun? This is a Red Man training gun, so it's non-lethal. If they're holding a gun to your head, you can do something very similar. Slam on the brakes and grab the muzzle of the gun. Controlling the muzzle, that's what's important. Slamming your hand on the back or the hammers and then twisting the gun out of their hand and shooting. All right, so now let's try it at full speed. Drive, chick.
Boom, 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 boom.
Good, I like the sound effects. Boom, boom, boom. Got that? Now what do you do if the assailant is in the passenger seat and they've got a gun? Here are some options. If they're pointing the gun at you, demanding you where to go, the first thing to do, of course, is control the muzzle of the gun. You do so with your right hand, slamming it forward so that the muzzle is pointed in a safe direction. Then with the other hand, reach underneath and control the hammer and twist the gun. Doing so will, of course, break his little finger that's in the trigger housing as it twists, and he'll most likely shoot himself. If he doesn't shoot himself, then feel free to put your own finger in there and pull the trigger until his brains are splattered all over the window. Then make your escape. This is what it looks like in fast motion. Drive, wench!
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, I love the bang, bang, bang. She's a dangerous woman, I tell you. She's dangerous. So we've shared with you a few tips on escape and evasion and tactical car driving. Now, whatever car you have, make sure that you have your 72-hour kit packed inside, other essential supplies, and always a half a gas tank of fuel. If disaster hits, the gas stations are either going to be swamped with other people trying to get gas to get out of town, or there's no power and no gas. So make sure you have at least half a tank of gas. Now, this is my daily driver, the Charger. It'd be great for escaping in a city environment, but it can't get over curbs very well, and it can't go off-road. That's why you should have one of these, the ultimate urban assault vehicle. Yep, it's a Jeep with everything, including a 70mm cannon on top. That's always good for dispersing crowds. Browning edition apocalyptic knife right there on the dashboard. Velcroed in, ready to go. Out here, you have your M48 apocalyptic tomahawks bolted on the side of each of the toolboxes. Underneath, we have our small arms. And of course, up here, like I said, your 70mm cannon. This is great for dispersing crowds. So whatever vehicle you have, be prepared. Once again, these are just a few tips you have on survival. Order our DVD and you can learn a whole lot more that could possibly save your life.